Good evening, everyone. What's up? It's a satisfying meal. Topped it off with the desserts. Mr. Hot speaking. Previously, there were 4 rants done on Monday, November 9, 2015. There are going to be more rants in the future. The butt is back. Sorry for being off topic. Today is going to be a news video, announcement video, or update video, whatever one calls it. But news have been brought from yesterday's update on a Skype call with Mr. Black yesterday, aka Tyler TriStar 2 is back. Yesterday evening at around 8 p.m. maybe, Mr. Black confirmed that he was going to eventually grow his VHS tape collection. So far he has 900 VHS tapes. He's hoping to be able to break 1,000 pretty soon, hopefully somewhere in 2016. But his ultimate goal is to be the ultimate VHS tape. He's already an ultimate VHS tape collector, but his goal is to be the biggest VHS tape collector in existence. He's going to be moving in 2020 to a different location, and he will eventually display his VHS tapes when he has like well over 1,000 on the walls of like a room or his basement, and they'll all be on display, and his walls will be made entirely of VHS tapes, depending on how many he has. He'll even make a little room or closet or cupboard with the walls of purely VHS tapes. So it'll be basically a room built of VHS tapes, each rectangle occupying each square foot of the room. He might even do the floor for VHS tapes. No, he'll just make the walls just a bunch of VHS tapes, but they'll all be on display. They'll be a form of artwork, in other words. But Mr. Black is very excited to inform that this event will eventually happen. He will eventually preserve his VHS tapes into his own museum, which will include several other Skype associates or VHS tape collector associates. And these gentlemen include, they haven't been confirmed yet, but other notable VHS tape collectors would include Duncan Burden, aka Duncan Pictures, on YouTube, formerly known as Duncan Burden VGCP, or formerly known as Mr. Burden. Chris Fortin, another big VHS tape collector with over 1,100 VHS tapes, also formerly known as Mr. Fortin. It's probably a French word. And other VHS tapes, minor VHS tape collectors include Zack Attack Studios, Zakatolic, also known as YOLO73 on a separate account. Tom Productions, who is back from being terminated. He has a small set of VHS tape collections. And finally, couldn't forget this honorable user, Davini Troy, as his YouTube aka Troy Davini. Troy Davini has done numerous openings, and he'll probably think of creating the same format as Mr. Black will, as having a ultimate VHS tape collection. However, Mr. Black's goal is to have more VHS tapes than any of his collector friends. But Mr. Black has been devoted to VHS tapes since birth. Mr. Davini and Mr. Fortin and Mr. Burden are the most honorable VHS tape collectors from the associates. But when Mr. Black creates his museum, it will be open, and hopefully he can get other tape collectors to do the same, to copy the same format of having their own museum. That would be cool, and that would be a rare type of museum. It would also be called the Mr. Black Museum. And then there would also be, hopefully, like the Mr. Catholic Museum, Mr. Burden Museum, Mr. Tom Cat Museum, Mr. Fortin Museum, Mr. Davini Museum, and the Mr. Hatta Museum, etc. That there's potential of this happening because their VHS tapes are going strong by the month. They constantly look for rare tapes that are worth putting on display, and they are very organized. They have their VHS tapes in an organized manner. So with that, these are the hardcore VHS tape collectors. They live and breathe VHS tape collecting, and their goal is to spread VHS tape, to promote VHS tape collecting to the world, which isn't working now, but hopefully one day an average person will realize how important they were for the 27 years of existence. Well, this video is coming to an end. With that, that's all there's to say for this video. Congratulations to Tyler TriStar 2 is back. Davini Troy, Duncan Pictures, Zack Attack Studios, Chris Fortin, Tom Productions, etc. for being devoted to VHS tapes. With that, this one was proud to make this video possible. That's all there's to say for this video. See you on the next video. Peace out. Good night. Yeah.